method of business would persist until the formation of the National Wrestling Alliance in 1948. The NWA as a central governing body, with its singular, undisputed world champion, would be absolute and undeniable. This control, combined with the expansion of the interstate highway system, and the inevitable popularity and availability of regional television, would usher in an era of wrestling that was defined by what would come to be known as the territory system. The territory system would dominate wrestling for nearly 4 decades. While the borders, authority, popularity, and obedience of individual NWA territories was in a near constant state of flux, to this day the impact and influence of these territories is still felt. Each territory had its own signature promoter and star. While it is impossible to cram these characteristics into a static, concrete map, we are damn sure going to try anyway.
So open up your eyes way before it gets too late. Now one man, let's run while you can. Hit the street lights running, don't give a damn. A simple explanation that you'll never find. Sinners never sacrifice. We never leave them alone. Is hate really worth the price? Look at what we've done. Never care for compromise. Always threatening someone's life, and it feels like the end of the world.
All right, welcome back to another episode of This Week of Pro Wrestling with your host, Mike Monty and Jimmy Farrow. Before we went on air, we were talking about how long we thought we were going to live for, and the numbers weren't there for us.
That's very long.
And then I got distracted, Jimmy, because Phil's out there saying, hey, Celts rocked last night.
Phil?
The Sox on a roll.
Time out. Phil, with the Bruins and the Rangers doing what they did this week, I don't want to discuss any sports with Boston right now, okay?
Well, listen, all roads were leading to Boston. Now the hockey team is done.
They are
and
done.
The Celtics are having trouble with the Sixers. There's something wrong here.
There is something wrong. The Sixers, you know what, though? James Harden has figured out that he can still be James Harden, and I think that that's made a big difference.
You think that's it?
It's made a big difference, and nobody says it, but Embiid is fantastic. Joel Embiid. Fantastic.
Well, we got a crap load of shows coming up. We
do.
2 tonight.
Yeah.
What, 1, 2, 3, 4 tomorrow, 5?
We got a crap load of liquor coming up, too.
Yeah, crap load of liquor.
Yep. We're going to be very busy.
Got some visitors in studio tomorrow. ESO Creative will be here.
Nice. Bruce. Very good.
But by the way, ESO Creative, and again, this is This Week of Wrestling because we have to stick to the rules.
Okay.
The Monty DeFaro rules. But the Sleepy Guy T-shirt came out.
Oh,
Phil put an order in for his own Sleepy
I want
Guy
one
t-shirt.
immediately.
You got to wear a Sleepy Guy
Well,
T-shirt.
I look like that all day long anyway, so what's the difference?
Right.
It'll be perfect.
And then we have, we'll talk about that at the main show. Anyway, wrestling, my friend, wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what people want to hear about.
Yeah, wrestling!
WWE reportedly offers contract to top women's free agent. The WWE has offered Ring of Honor's women's world champion, Roxy, a contract.
Roxy.
Yeah, Roxy.
Roxy. Very
Yeah,
clever.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Clever.
Okay.
Thoughts on that, buddy?
I don't have many thoughts on it because I don't really have much interest in Ring of Honor nowadays. You don't like wrestling.
Serious note, though. Does the WWE need to improve their women's division? Who has a stronger women's division right now? Impact, WWE, or AEW?
Good question, but I still got to go with WWE.
Why?
Well, think of the names. We could start with Charlotte Flair. You could throw in Becky Lynch. You could throw in the EST. I mean, right off the bat, you've got
But you said names. Is it names or talent?
Oh, stop it. Everybody with their fishing. WWE women's roster is fantastic. If you think it needs better writing, then maybe that's the case.
I will say this.
That's fine.
The talent could be deeper in the WWE,
Could be.
but the top-level talent in the WWE's
It's
women division
magnificent.
is so much better
Yeah.
than the top level in any of the other divisions.
Oh, but the other ones do somersaults and cartwheels, and they're very, very spiffy in the ring.
And they bleed.
Right. Oh,
And
they
they
do.
bleed.
Yeah, they don't really know how to do it very well, but yeah. Yep.
So-
Are you psyched about this one? You have any thoughts on this person?
I think it would be a good addition, but
Okay.
I would tell you that the WWE could use more women. I mean,
Sure.
I'm going to go with that, bro.
How about Tessa Blanchard? Why don't they give her a call?
So the rumors
That's who I'd
around
call.
last week was Tessa was either going to sign with AEW to WWE, but the WWE only said that she had to start over at NXT first.
So, do it. Do it. Do it. Why not? Do it for a year, destroy the place, and then come up. She'll be fine.
Fair
You know,
enough.
don't you feel she could easily repair this shit? I think she could. She's that great.
I
To me,
like
she's
Tessa,
that great.
I like Tessa Blanchard.
I like her the way I like Charlotte Flair. I've been wanting them to feud forever. So, yeah, bring it on. Bring her in.
Backstage news on Vince McMahon edict for the New Day. In an update reported by Fightful, selected notes that McMahon was adamant that Kingston and Big E were not billed as the New Day and instead called Big E and Kofi Kingston, which is how they were announced for Big E's first week back on SmackDown. So forgive me for this, but I didn't even know Big E was back on SmackDown.
How'd that happen? I guess he's feeling better. Why is he not calling them the New Day, though? That doesn't make sense to me.
There's
dude.
apparently some miscommunication internally over Vince's edict and Kofi and Big E because the YouTube internal list that they were listed as the New Day. I don't know.
They're the New Day.
I mean, why
They're
would
the
he?
New Day.
Why would he change their name?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, we don't always have to agree with Vince, and sometimes we don't. And I don't in this particular case. That doesn't make any sense.
Sometimes I really just don't even believe half the stuff you read.
Yeah, it's probably bullshit. You two are not going to call yourself the New Day.
Yeah, like how would anyone even find that out?
Right. Somebody, unless somebody's like, a big snitch, constantly like tipping over to the payphone.
You never believe what Vince just said.
He said, "Don't use the New
Okay,
Day."
you got that right, Zarka? You got that?
Click,
Oh, my
Oh, wait, hold on. Dick.
click. Go ahead.
Zarka.
Yeah,
Zarka.
yeah. Zorka.
Where'd you pull that one out of?
Out of my ass where he belongs.
Wow.
Like a fart. Go ahead.
Trinity Fatu walked out of WWE's Monday Night Raw because of the way I was talked to and handled. So we talked about Fatu. She's making her rounds. Tiffany Fatu, I keep saying Tiffany.
I know.
Trinity Fatu, formerly known as Naomi, is opening up on why she walked out of WWE during an appearance of wrestling podcast, Our Friends, Busted
There
Open
it is
Radio.
again.
The former SmackDown Women's Champion.
Oh, Tiffany.
He's going to be at 80s Con.
Is he?
I'm going to have the boys say hello to him for
How
us.
much is is he charging the people to talk to him?
Who knows? No, nothing. Who? You,
I
you pay to talk
thought
guy?
that they might force him to charge, pay, because I wouldn't get online. Who's here? I'd go back to the car.
He has his own brand of barbecue sauce.
Does he? What's it called?
Hot sauce.
Stinky?
Sauce.
Stinky's barbecue sauce?
No, it's called Tommy Dreamer's Dry Paint.
Tommy Dreamer's.
Try this flavor. Tommy Dreamer's Dry Paint.
Wow, this tastes like Tommy Dreamer.
So anyway, Trinity is the hot thing. She's making a debut on Impact tonight.
Yeah.
Thoughts
Great.
on Trinity being talked to poorly and that made her quit her
Oh,
job?
suck it up. Now you work at McDonald's. What did you do?
That's it?
Suck it up and take the abuse. Now you're working at McDonald's. What'd you do? You were working at the best steakhouse possible.
Right.
And now here you are telling people to pull up to the Red Square.
I'm going to agree with
awful.
what you said last week, and
Yeah.
it was another perfect Pharaohism.
Okay.
That, hey, thanks, Sasha, for screwing up my career.
did.
Because you're right.
She did.
Somewhere along the line, there'll be something maybe a year from now where, Trinity says, Sasha screwed up my career.
She will. Yeah, at some point. And then eventually they'll have a big feud and make money off of this.
Really?
Why not? That's the first thing I'm thinking.
My
Everything's
God.
a work in this damn business. It's like, okay,
Wow.
you two fight now.
By the way, Matthew Holland said Jesus made a sandwich and gave me ginger ale. B40, how are you, buddy?
What up? What
That
up?
Matthew Holland, man. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with
I
that.
like ginger ale. What's the problem?
Imagine if Jesus did make you a sandwich.
Well, he's the bread of life. He's got a head start.
Like, would you take a sandwich from Jesus?
Sure, why not? What are you not gonna? No thanks, buddy. I'll pass.
Wait a minute.
All of a sudden, a chute
Pharaoh.
opens up.
Here's your bologna sandwich.
Is that what he sounds
bologna
like?
and American
Pharaoh, here, have turkey on mayo.
No, you
I
see,
mean-
you're giving it turkey. And turkey, like, I could understand taking a turkey sandwich from Jesus. I get that.
Okay.
But would you take a bologna sandwich from Jesus? Pharaoh, here's your gabagool.
You're setting me up. Step back and be like, you're full of baloney. Walk away. Next thing you know, I'm hanging out with Satan. I don't like how this ends. This is
not
not
good.
good. You take the sandwich.
You just take it.
Just take it. You gonna mess with a guy who walks on water? Nah, I don't need your freaking sandwich. That'd be kind of.
What if Jesus is making a sandwich, but he didn't wash his hands?
Did he wash my feet before he made the
So,
sandwich?
well, wait, let's run
he
the
likes to
scenario.
wash
Here's a
feet.
scenario. Say
This is getting-
he's healing people, and one of the
He's healing
people
people.
comes up, and the guy is like really nasty and dirty, hasn't showered in a while,
Okay.
and Jesus lays his hands on him. You know, you're healed, and then he goes, "Hold on, I got to make Pharaoh a sandwich now." And he doesn't wash, and you notice he didn't wash his hands after
Right.
touching the dirty, nasty
Yeah, but
guy.
he's perfect, isn't he? Isn't
Okay.
he perfect?
Doesn't mean his hands don't get dirty.
Nonsense. Nonsense. He's got the spiritual, magical stuff going on, so when he sucks the dirt off of you, it doesn't stay on
Dude,
him.
this show is about
He's-
wresling. You are dragging us.
You went down this
the Monty
avenue.
and Pharaoh out, and this
The
is not what we're
Minstrel
doing.
Monty.
So I got to keep us under control. You
Yeah.
see, this is
Yeah.
about wrestling.
Yeah.
This
Steer us
week in
back.
pro wrestling.
Steer us back. You know, if Jesus was a wrestling fan, ... Go ahead.
Michael
Next.
Cole.
I can't anymore.
Michael Cole not planning to retire in the near future.
Oh, why not? I hate him. Rah! JR, Jim Ross. He's the greatest. You hear what Vince did to Jim Ross? Rah! You hear
Michael
that?
Cole
He blew
has
up.
been with the WWE since 1997 and has been a play-by-play announcer since 99.
Right.
Thoughts on that, buddy?
Why should he go anywhere? He does fine at what he does. He's great.
During
I
an
like Michael
appearance
Cole.
on the Pat
Fine.
McAfee show,
Ah.
Cole indicated that he doesn't want to slow down until age 60 at its earliest.
Well, you know who McAfee's friends with, don't you?
Who's that?
Aaron Rodgers. I had to.
You had to.
I had to.
Well, this is really important news.
Yeah, go ahead.
According to Wrestling Inc.'s Nick Miller,
Okay.
don't talk about Wrestling Inc., dude.
You're doing it.
No, but don't.
It says right here.
All right, you
Nick
should
Miller.
be, and you should be. I love Nick Miller.
I'm still laughing about Jesus, but yeah, Nick Miller
You
rocks.
should say I love.
Nick effing Miller.
And Wrestling
I would
Inc.
take a bologna sandwich from Nick
And
Miller.
Wrestling Inc.
And Wrestling Inc. I would take a bologna sandwich from
Damn
Wrestling
straight.
Inc. Okay.
Flair is set to compete in a celebrity cornhole tournament for charity called the American Cornhole League's Johnsonville Super Hole Series 5.
How would you like the Super Bowl? How would you like to be the guy who looks at you with a straight face and goes, "I'm the cornhole champion"? That's great, buddy. Just
How
turn
about,
around
how about
and walk
being
the
Nick
other way.
Miller having to write an article about that?
Well, yeah, why does he have to? Oh, because Flair's there? Could you see Nick Miller like pull him to the side? You and your stupid cornhole tournament. Woo!
That article belongs in something like Pro Wrestling Stories,
Yeah, but is it going to be
edited by J.P. Zarka.
Beat me to it. I was going to wonder if it was going to be properly edited. And if Zarka doesn't do it right, there's always someone waiting in the wings to clean that filth up. Ugh. Yeah.
Don't use the word cornhole.
Oh my God, Super Hole! It's so offensive. Hey, you know what my favorite Judas Priest album is? By
Well,
the
it's
way?
not Super-
Point of Entry.
Port of entry. Oh my God.
Heading out to the highway.
Although Flair is away from the WWE, she was part of the WWE draft as last week's SmackDown and this week's Raw. Charlotte is one of SmackDown's top selections.
Yeah, but did they draft her cornhole? That's what I want to know.
I'd draft a cornhole.
I would absolutely draft her cornhole.
That'd be the first thing I'd draft.
Hey, really cornhole anybody? Looking nice.
WWE reporter has no plans to unify the WWE and Universal Championships until Roman Reigns became unavailable for premium live events last year.
I can't wait till he wins the new belt.
The decision to unify the title came when Reigns was unable to compete in Day 1 premium live event due to a COVID-19. Whatever, man. I mean, there's not a lot of good news going on here right now.
How about Lesnar, once again a free agent? Did you hear the crowd? They're like, oh.
We got it, dude.
He's always the free agent.
You
I
have
just
to.
love it, though, because everybody else is getting drafted, and Leslie's like, nope! I'm going to go where I
But
want to
isn't
go.
that believable to you, though?
Of course it is. You're not going to tell Brock Lesnar what to do. We'll twist you into bookends.
Exactly. I'll quit. You
Yeah,
walk
that's
out.
true. Yeah, go to AEW.
Tony Khan has updated his pre-sale numbers yesterday. He's tweeting that AEW has now sold more than 43,000. And from what I understand, now they've sold 50,000. Thoughts on that, Farrell?
Man, it must
you
have-
and me are off the mark on that. I
must-
did not expect that, my
It
friend.
must have cost him a fortune to buy 25 of those 45,000 tickets and then hand them out.
Loose Cannon says Pat Patterson orders extra cornholes. Dude,
Not by a Teddy Long shot.
I would never have thought in a million years that they could sell those tickets.
They didn't. He bought them.
You definitely think he
And
bought
he's
them.
handing out a lot of them.
You don't
Well,
think-
listen,
You
first
don't
of
think
all,
the scalpers bought it?
first of all, Wembley, of course they did. Wembley seats a lot more than what they're configuring it for, so whatever. Yeah, you filled up a little less than half of Wembley. Congratulations.
It's pretty good for a small company, man.
Well, that's the big.
Look, sometimes I have to give props.
They're
you
not.
know?
They're not small, in my opinion. Small, in my opinion, is Impact. I'm just talking on a wrestling scale.
I understand.
The Impact is small. They're not small. They're the second biggest company in the goddamn country. They are what they are.
Earlier, Tony Khan took a shot at ESPN reporter Mike Coppergin's claim that Wembley would only be configured to seat 40,000. The AEW owner replied, "Lies. What a load of crap. Tell your agent, Nick Khan, to shove it up his ass."
Okay.
Coppergin is represented by CAA, which Nick Khan left to join the WWE in
Okay.
2020.
Yeah, whatever, man. We'll see what happens. What are they going to get? They're not going to get, WrestleMania 3 fucking results.
Well, if the event is 4 months off and they sold 50,000, you don't think they're going to sell the thing out?
I told you that the English fans love their wrestling. I did say
You
that.
did say that. No, I'm not.
You know?
I am just
and
surprised.
how often does the English get a card like this? They don't
a
get
card
it.
like what?
A card coming from a major American company. That's all I'm saying.
May I ask you this? You watch Rampage, right? You watch Dynamite.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same people wrestling the same stuff. It's
Okay,
like nothing
let me
new.
really fill you in as to why there'll be that many people
Go ahead,
over there.
please.
Because the English love their wrestling, and they don't get it too often where you have one of the big American companies, so there's only two of them, and
Right.
one of them's huge, and one of them's okay.
Right.
You know? They don't... they're going to go pay to see... Notice where I'm going with this. They're going to go pay to see Daniel Bryan, and they're going to go pay to see CM Punk, and they're going to go
Which
pay
I
to
believe.
see- they're going to go see the WWE legends that are currently Jericho. Those are the guys filling it up. You don't think that Powerhouse Hobbs is filling up Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm getting at?
I understand.
So the only thing you should be surprised about is not to be surprised at the fact that WWE legends stay WWE legends. So yeah, they're all flocking there for that. You really think 50,000 people are coming exclusively for MJF? If MJF was the only superstar on that roster and there was no Punk and there was no Daniel Bryan and there was just a bunch of Powerhouse Hobbs and Jungle Boys, no. You wouldn't have what you have in here.
But you know, one thing I will say, I don't think AEW has any superstars.
Well, Chris Jericho's a superstar. He's just, to us, he's past his prime.
Right.
These guys are superstars. They're just not the...
Speaking of Nick Khan, he said on yesterday's investor call that the WWE will be opening up more sections for Detroit Ford's Fields to meet the demand of SummerSlam
The
tickets.
demand. Well, we don't have to worry too much about WWE attendance now, do we?
Here's your
That's something we never
AEW
really have
ratings,
to
my
worry
friend.
about. Yeah.
April 19th, this is for Dynamite,
Yeah.
830,000.
Yep.
April 12th, 866.
So it's going...
April 5th,
going
I'm kind of
down.
going backwards, dude. 87, doesn't matter, 877.
Dude, it's going down. March 22nd,
Listen,
they had 954.
this-
Now they have 830. They've lost 124,000
I
views.
honestly don't see them going. By the way, what is going on with Miro?
Nothing. For a long time now. Why?
What do you think? What does
Why does
the
he
Pharaoh
stay?
think? What's going on there?
I have no clue what's going on. They don't use him, and, he's collecting a check. Maybe he decided that that's cool. Didn't a lot of legends sit at home WCW's last few years collecting checks?
Right.
We've had them on the couch. Yeah, I got paid $200,000 to do nothing. $2 million to do nothing. Maybe he's enjoying doing nothing. You seen his wife? I'm sure he's...
Last night's results, Four Pillars Tag Team match, Darby Allin and Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Sammy Guevara. And then, what the hell is this?
Don't care.
Is this? No,
Just don't care. Does Darby Allin do anything for you? Or every time you look at him, you feel like you're hanging out in the high school in the back parking lot and some dude on a skateboard keeps coming past your car?
I don't know, dude. I just...
I don't know either.
I really don't know. I really don't know what to say, dude. I mean...
These don't do much for me, dude.
None of this stuff.
I'm looking at this show and I'm going, who gives a shit? Are you really running to the TV set to see Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson? Gives a shit. There's no pizzazz here, man. This is just for the rant. That's all this is. This whole whatever.
I'm interested because again, we got some beautiful people that watch our show: Davio, Maria Davis, Benny Scala, Phil, J.A., B40.
Yeah,
and I believe some of them are actually AEW fans. And one day I do want them to call in and explain why they enjoy AEW as much. Like,
I guess they just want to watch a wrestling match.
I really got to tell you, I put it on.
That is fine, whatever.
But I put it on, man, and I'm like, I try to watch it, and there's not one bit that even makes it even interesting.
I mean, look at this match here. This match in itself reminds me a lot of what New Japan, which also gets overrated sometimes, used to do. 8-man tag team match. This is Dynamite. This is supposed to be like their Raw, whatever. This is supposed to be their big show. You have Adam Cole, Chris Jericho, We the People, who has done absolutely nothing in AEW. You got some big names just sitting around getting wasted in an 8-man tag match. How is that further developing anything for them? Adam Cole has gone nowhere, in circles. And remember his debut? Even you were impressed when he debuted, when he came out and he had the new music and everything like that. You were like, oh, shit.
So let me ask you this.
They have done nothing.
Would it be fair to say, would Pharaoh say that it's fair to say AEW is really a television program, right, that has some premium live events?
I think AEW is a television program that if you want to watch wrestling matches and all you want to basically see is wrestling matches with the occasional storyline, which I don't, they are so fragmented. They are all over the place. So, we have watched solid storylines go on for a long time in the WWE, whether it's Balor and his group, whether it's the Bloodline. We've seen these really good logs. Did Cody and chasing the title?
So I ask
what is this crap?
I ask you this then. The ratings just came out about 3 hours ago for last night.
Yeah,
776,000.
Dude,
they're up against sports. I get it.
All right.
Okay.
What were they up against last night?
Basketball was on.
Stop it. They should have their diehard fans.
But I'll ask you this.
Give me a break.
When do you pull the plug on MJF? Because we already discussed this.
It's not MJF.
But he's the champion.
But it's not MJF. How about get the rest of the goddamn program right? How about bringing in when you're bringing
Michaels
a big
wasn't
name?
responsible for the low attendance for all those years. Kevin Nash. Like, doesn't a champion, isn't that the one? Look, we love Seth Rollins. But Seth Rollins was champion. Monday Night Raw was struggling.
I don't go by any of that shit.
No,
no, I don't. It depends on what the hell the entire body of work is. You're just looking at the face. I want to see the rest of it. I want to know what's going on in the entire body, not just the poster boy. You know? It really depends. I mean, Hulk Hogan was champion at times when things weren't so great either. It's the way it goes. I just don't think AEW does very much with their talent. They don't. They bring in huge names, and then nothing happens. That's ridiculous, dude. Jericho can say that he was used correctly in AEW, but now, at this age, the way Jericho gets pushed, if he was pulling that shit in the WWE, do you know what people would be doing?
All right.
Get this old guy out of the way. You're killing Austin Theory's opportunity. Blah, 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 blah. You can only get away with that in an anti-Vince promotion. Can't get away with it.
If you were
Vince.
friends with Tony Khan, what advice would you give him if he was willing to take advice?
Stop being such a mark and grabbing every big name you see if you don't know what to do with him. My mom used to tell me you got big eyes when I would ask for dinner. She's like, you got big eyes. You got to know what you can digest. Tony Khan just loves to go and grab every new toy he can, and half the time they're not used right. At all. And even when they have some good upcoming talent that's homegrown, They don't pull triggers. Look at Wardlow. In the beginning, Wardlow might have been something. Now I don't even know what the hell Wardlow
Mitch
is.
Seinfeld says AEW is clueless. B40 says AEW is a niche product for show clapping, gatekeeping smarks.
I totally agree.
If
agree.
I had advice for Tony Khan, I would say go get a couple of veterans and let them book an agent for you.
Yeah.
Right? Don't be such a control freak.
No.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
How about the people that say, Pharaoh, what's wrong? Why do you have to put down AEW? It's just a wrestling fan that has a lot of money, and he's enjoying it. Why make it a bad thing?
Who's making it a bad thing?
I'm asking.
If he gives a bad product, then he did it. What's it got to do with my observation to it?
Well,
If it sucks, it sucks.
why do you hate on it so much?
Why
do
know.
we hate on
why
it
do
so
you?
much? Well,
You know?
I'll give you my reason.
I think that it's. Give me a reason.
There's two reasons. One, I try to watch it, and there have been moments where I thought I was going to enjoy it. But two, I'll be honest with you, the AEW fans make me want to punch them in the face.
Oh,
I cannot stand
see
because it's almost like it doesn't matter what they do.
Right.
They're going to say it's good.
as long as they're in control of the
the narrative. As they're in
Screw
control of the
that.
narrative,
I don't tune
right.
in to watch fans tell me how to watch my product.
Right.
Screw
Exactly.
you.
That's my biggest problem.
Oh
with it.
yeah, and if they don't get their way, they'll start chanting and yelling.
I mean,
and...
you got all these people. Like you got
Yeah.
two sides of the fence. One say, why do guys always have to put down AEW? Why can't you want to be happy for them? But then on the other hand, you got like they hate on everything so much they just keep There's no way in hell. Look, we had Dan and Benny on last week, right?
Yeah,
Two very smart guys, right?
yeah.
Dan said how much he enjoyed AEW.
Okay.
And honestly, and I'm just from me sitting here, all I could think to myself was bullshit.
Right.
How can you enjoy this?
Yep.
I mean, he literally said the MJF storyline, I think, with Bryan Daniels was one of the best storylines he's ever seen. That wasn't even a storyline.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not
Wasn't
putting
that
him
great?
down. I just wonder if people are so like they've learned to just hate McMahon so much that
Some
it doesn't
are.
matter
I don't know if
what's
that's,
going on.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case with Dan. I don't know. I mean, he could answer that for us, I'm sure. But yeah, you're right though. In general, the McMahon haters just get so carried away that anything the other product or any product that's not Vince's, anything they do is perfect.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that was all like the AEW fan is just like the old ECW fan?
No, because ECW. Well, you know what? Maybe. I used to listen. I loved ECW. I was around during that time. I went and supported ECW, but I wasn't fucking hating WWF. And by the way, any ECW guys back in the day that were hating the Attitude Era, you idiots! Boy, did you miss something? I loved both. What
It was
is
an
so
alternative
wrong?
for you.
Yeah, I loved it as my my little secret.
Right.
And that's how it should stay.
Right.
And that was that.
So, like, for the wrestling
You know?
fan, AEW should be your alternative.
I agree. I agree with that. I just think that at this point, Mike, we've been watching wrestling for what, 50 fucking years almost, or whatever?
Long time.
Dude, I don't want another product. I don't need an alternative product.
Not me. Me neither.
Yeah, I'm fucking good. I'm good. You know? I mean, we're Yankee fans, right?
Right.
Do we run to go see the Long Island Ducks?
No.
Hell's no. Hell's
But
no.
I'll take tickets.
Yeah, oh, sure. It's a nice little park.
Right, you go. Watch
a-
baseball.
The,
right?
the hot dogs are a little cheaper.
That's right.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Listen,
It's not bad. But
there-
it's not the Yankees.
there are some moments that I'm like, AEW might have something here.
Right.
But the way you know what? I'll tell you the biggest problem I have. Tony Khan doesn't. He's again. I'll say it, it's like you or me running a wrestling organization. It's like he just doesn't. He doesn't get it. As many people want to say he does get it, he doesn't. He doesn't know how to make even when someone organically becomes popular,
He blows
he ruins it.
He blows it.
I mean, dude, we were talking about Hook 6 months ago.
Right.
Yo, don't screw this up. For some
they
reason,
did.
people love him. He's
an afterthought.
jacked it up.
He's an afterthought.
Oh my God, I don't remember who he is.
Again, remember in the beginning, Wardlow looked like he could really develop
Yes.
into something.
Right.
How's he doing? Powerhouse Hobbs. They threatened that he would turn it to. How's he doing?
Yeah, he destroys guys.
Jungle Boy. He's the next big thing. He's got his father's land. How's he doing? I guess a little bit. They're pushing him a little bit. But
Listen,
what's going to be
that's
the
other
payoff
thing.
here?
With all due respect, when you build an organization like that and then your top stars weigh 140 pounds,
Well,
I'm sorry, for someone like me
Right.
It doesn't translate.
Yeah.
I'm watching
Even somebody
Darby,
like me.
Yeah, Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Well, I mean someone like you,
Yeah,
too.
even somebody
Darby
like
Allin,
Yeah.
Jungle Boy. Now, Jungle
Jungle
Boy's
Boy.
cool, right?
I like him. He's cool, but he's still no bigger than my tennis instructor.
That's what I'm saying.
I got a problem with
You know
that.
you know what I compare it against? Like when you watch boxing.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch the featherweights and the welterweights.
No, I want
and
the heavyweights,
No,
man.
but when you want that big fight
I
feel,
want the
you were going
heavyweights.
heavyweights,
Right,
right?
right.
Even when the middleweights were the hot weight class, right? With Hagler, Hearns.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you realize we've seen different genres where different weight classes were big?
But when
The
Sugar
middleweights
Ray,
were big.
yeah, but when Sugar Ray was like that,
Yeah.
you still
Wanted
when the
to see
heavyweight fight came on,
Tyson.
it still mattered.
Tyson was like Hogan draw. You know what I mean? Tyson was ridiculous. Yeah, I would much rather see the heavyweights.
Lou says Wardlow's a joke once he's away
Yeah.
from MJF.
Wardlow's become nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know? Oh, you forgot the other guy who keeps his hands in his pockets. He's a big dude too, right? Ugh.
Phil says, I think you hit it on the nail on the head, Monty. We group with characters and athletes larger than life. Yes, Phil. He put it the right way.
Yeah.
You don't want to watch I don't want to see Jimmy Farrow in the ring. I don't want to see Mike Monty in the ring.
I would put on a hell of a show. What are you talking about?
Listen.
Have you seen my cartwheels?
I could imagine you could.
I could,
It's
yeah.
back when you were going to beat somebody, you weren't just going to pile drive them. You decided to go to the top of the rope and do a
Plancha?
triple Lindy
With
and
a
hit him with your toe.
Tiny toe tap.
There you go.
Done.
Because that's the way to finish people.
Absolutely. But if I put you through a table, I expect you to kick out.
Of course. Why not?
Who's doing this to wrestling? This is
Well, all I can say is those wonderful
Uh.
pile drivers that Paul Orndorff used to break wrestlers' necks with is no longer effective in the wrestling world.
One! Kick out! He just stumped him on his fucking head. Kick out! But the guy's dead. Now kick out!
Yeah.
Kick out 1 of 7.
The frog splash.
Wait, kick out 1 of 7 for this match. Have you seen the plan here? Let me show you the plan.
Go ahead, read it to me.
Says right. Wow. What the fuck? Whose book is this? Oh, this is Jumpin'
Brunzell's.
Jim Brunzell's. Well, he would like this lightly toe tap.
Yeah.
You know, did he start that whole movement?
Do we forget back
Is it
in the
your fault,
day when
Jim?
we loved wrestling?
You were great, Jim.
That we used to watch matches end with the sunset flip. A sunset flip.
Yes!
Finish the match.
We saw matches end with a small cradle. Small package.
All right, before we go.
Small package.
Give me Bob Backlund's finishing moves by year after year.
Well, he
when
had the
moved it.
atomic knee drop.
That was the first one.
That was the
How
first
many
one.
guys did he finish with
Oh,
the atomic
he
knee
finished
drop?
Dozens.
Okay.
And you know what the best part was? Is when he would lift him up in the air, the whole garden would be like, oh, he's going to drop his hiney on his knee.
There.
And the guy would go, oh!
Oh, but by
Boom!
the way, in real life, if someone you back of your tailbone hits your knee, I think you're not getting up.
I think you're on the
Okay,
on
the next
ground.
Bob Backlund finisher.
Well, was the chicken wing
Nope,
thing
the
happened?
roll-up.
Was there something?
The
Oh,
roll-up
the
bridge.
Bob Backlund
The roll-up
roll-up
bridge.
bridge.
Now, that may have come before the drop, but it doesn't matter. Logistics, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
How
then
how many
next-
other ones were there?
Then you got the chicken wing.
Yeah, the chicken wing. He had 3 different ones.
Yeah.
And they're all like in the first 2 minutes of a match now. In AEW.
It's
He's
like
got him in the chicken wing. Hey, this match is just getting started. I'm breaking out of this shit. Oh, what's this?
exactly.
Plancha! Toe tap! Ugh, done. Horrible. You know, talk about suspending disbelief. Horrible. This is what we have today.
And with that was This Week in Wrestling. We'll see you guys at 9:00. We got a great show for you. Farrell?
You've been watching This Week in Wrestling. Toe tap! Later.